Look, we knew that Super Mario Maker 2 was going to be very cool. We knew that they'd throw in a lot of awesome elements that make Mario so fun, and that made Mario Maker such a standout title. But I don't think any of us could have quite predicted how above and beyond Nintendo went with what they've revealed already for Super Mario Maker 2. And they promise even more, but right now, Gabe, we're sitting here looking at a game where all of the things we hoped for in the game are there. And frankly, that's not something that often happens when we're getting ready for a game-specific direct or when we're getting ready for a big Nintendo reveal. You have these pie-in-the-sky, perfect world scenarios. They're doing almost all of it with Mario Maker 2. And that's why today we're bringing you the 5 ways that Nintendo impressed the heck out of us and went above and beyond to deliver an absolutely epic Super Mario Maker 2.
Okay, Zach, we made a predictions video. We were very specific about some stuff, and you're right, so much of it happened, and some of it even on another level. So I can't wait to get into this, Zach. So why don't you start us off with the first one here?
Yeah, this is the big boy. This is the big kahuna. Let us know in the comments down below what impressed you the most about the Mario Maker 2, new details and reveals. Hit that like button if you are pumped for the game. Multiplayer is super fully featured. Multiplayer is across the creation. There is co-op, there is competitive, there is nearby play, there is online play, there's local play. They have done basically everything that we wanted, even though we didn't think they would. And to me, the crown jewel is the fact that you can play online Mario multiplayer in a cooperative form, a la, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Don't forget the Deluxe. Mm-hmm. Or you can play it in this super sweet versus mode.
Ultimate Chicken Horse!
Where, speedrunners, whatever you want to compare it to, where you're racing through randomly selected online courses, and you can even sort by ones that are specifically targeted for multiplayer versus, and you have this versus rating system that's building as you go. It's awesome.
I would have never guessed that they would have done this much with the multiplayer. You wouldn't have either, because we both kind of agree, there's going to be multiplayer of some kind. It's just probably going to be local, and you're not going to be able to do anything online. This isn't be the first time that I can think of that you're going to be able to play a side-scrolling Mario game together from across states or across the
globe.
Yeah, the globe. They mentioned it. So yeah, this is my favorite part of the Direct. Ultimate Chicken Horse mode. I don't know what else to call it. It is the co-op mode. Up to 4 players to work together or, kind of screw people over. They mentioned that if a boss appears, maybe you want to set aside your differences. Zach, I will not be setting aside any differences. You are my enemy.
No. Yep. Absolutely. I'm way more into the verses than I am the co-op. I think that is going to be super awesome, especially just roll through courses and see who can amass the highest score. The nearby play is very cool, where you can set up a virtual room and make this happen with multiple switches in one area. And hey, the creation suite now expands to local co-op so that 2 people can grab Joy-Cons and work on building a stage. We both know that we probably can't make an awesome stage. We probably still can't make an awesome stage together, but at least we could get closer.
We could make a mediocre stage together. It takes both of us for that.
And you were right. We talked about, why is Nintendo bundling online with Mario Maker? Well, surprise, it's because
it's insane.
They went above and beyond. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is night mode, changing up the courses. Now, I love when they mess with the formula from what we know and played back in the day. They have all those elements, your favorite enemies, your favorite items, but now bringing in night mode where things change up, it adds another layer of variety. You can already create the craziest courses and do all these super sweet stuff. They've got new themes. They've got slopes, Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
Slopes.
Yeah.
They also now have night mode where you throw a moon up in the sky and it will alter the stage and the experience based on the theme. So if it's just a regular ground theme, the Goombas are going to float. If it's the forest theme, the water is going to turn poisonous. If it's a ghost house, the lights are going to dim. Snow stages are going to get super slippery. It's really impressive how, the most impressive one I didn't even mention, which is probably the underground that flips the stage completely upside down.
Yeah, there's really awesome modifiers here, right? And the moon itself, let's just talk about that very quickly, right? The sun kills you. The moon wipes out every enemy on the screen. I thought that was a neat little touch. You're gonna want to go for that moon. The moon will save you. But yeah, you're right. This night mode stuff seems super cool, and it's a good way to mix up some of these themes that might be a little familiar with something completely new.
the moon is interesting because I feel like it's making the courses more challenging, and yet it also is providing not a win button, but a perk for players who may be struggling by clearing all enemies on the screen. I really wonder if there will be stages that creators make where it's like, okay, beat it once, day mode, and then here's like part 2, it's now night mode, and the same course is viable, but just now with a modifier. We talked about modifiers being something we wanted a lot in the game, and they've made it happen. I mean, we could go through the list of all the new items and elements, but night mode in particular, it even changes certain items. Like, that really is a winner of an idea, and one I am so impressed and glad to have.
Yeah.
Let's go to story mode.
Yeah.
Story mode? I guess this is a thing. Now, remember when we thought Smash Bros. Ultimate wasn't going to have a true single player?
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought World of Light? Well, I guess we should not underestimate Nintendo, even with multiplayer-centric games, because Super Mario Maker 2 has a story mode with over, I should never say under about anything with Mario Maker 2 ever again. Over 100 Nintendo-crafted courses, and let me say that again, Nintendo-crafted courses, that's beautiful to me. I love that they got in on this and are making a huge list of stages. And there's like a little bit of a story going on there. You're walking around this castle environment, completing jobs and stages to collect coins, to then build up Princess Peach's castle, interacting with quirky characters, different difficulty, different jobs, optional, kind of like side quest levels. They're all still within the structure of like, hey, it's a dedicated Mario Maker level. But the fact that there is an offline single player component that has over 100 levels and then this sort of like meta of building the castle, super out of left field, but super awesome.
It's also like a little weird that the story is, hey, Peach's castle's falling apart and we need some like home renovations, so you gotta go work, go collect coins, go make money.
Right. Teaching the kids the right way.
Yeah.
Life ain't easy. It's not just about social media and status. It's about getting down and dirty and building your community. I think it looks really cool. It's something that probably will function similar to World of Light, where I feel like people will dive into that first because they want to see what Nintendo has made, and then utilize maybe some pointers you gain along the way to fully immerse yourself in the multiplayer. But again, just something that builds this package even greater. And we're going to touch on the value in a minute here. But before we do, Gabe, custom goals is fantastic. That's something that we figured would be in there. We had a little hint of it, a tease of it in the early trailers, but having clear conditions in a variety of categories is fantastic. I went back and watched the Direct at quarter speed, and if you look at all the options, there's 3 different categories. There's action, parts, and status. So you can have things that require a specific action, like never touching the ground once you leave it, or not taking any damage. You can have parts-based goals where it's like collect 50 coins, defeat 3 Hammer Bros, clear all enemies, and then you can have status clear conditions. The only one that they showed, I believe, was to finish the level as Super Mario, but who knows what else could be a part of those options. It looks like there's a ton.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mario Maker 2 is already like really creative and fun in its own way, but this just adds an extra element. Some stages that were like already like really, really difficult and damn near impossible and grueling can be made even more so now because, yeah, maybe you're making your way through this like inferno of a level that is going to destroy you at every turn, but if you didn't meet the requirements, it doesn't even count. I can't wait to see what the deviant minds of some of you wonderful creators are going to come up with.
No damage, certain time limit, collect all the coins, defeat all the enemies. Like your by the skin of your teeth perfect run is not perfect enough for these creators, Gabe.
Yeah.
They're going to hold you to absolute robotic perfection. And it also just is going to, I think, create so much more of what we personally loved about New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at the beginning of the year. The thing we spent time with in that game was the challenges. That's where we gained our value out of that title. And now, not only are there going to be side-scrolling levels, but there's basically challenges now that I don't know that you can get as crazy as some in New Super Mario Bros. U, but you can get pretty darn close. And in some ways, totally different, and things that are going to be pushing players to their extreme limits. And again, I go back to what I said with night mode, where like it would be cool if creators even doubled up some courses like, hey, the easy version you just got to get through. The hard version, no damage.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. Other than the multiplayer, I feel like this is what I'm looking forward to the most because, again, I think there are some truly sadistic minds out there that are going to make finishing some of these levels impossible.
It also, Gabe, will make our job a little easier. If we can't come up with a very clever orchestrated stage, we can just put really hard conditions, and that will add some value to the stage. So
there you go.
We can't build a beautiful Eiffel Tower out of question blocks. We can't make this monstrosity of shoes and Goombas and Bowser Juniors, but we can require you to collect 50 coins and make sure that you defeat every last darn Koopa Troopa. All right, the last one, the fifth and final out of an incredible list, is the aggressive pricing that Nintendo has opted to go for here. Remember that Nintendo in generations past was the company that its first-party games never really went down. You were paying the full price for Mario games forever, pretty much. And while these titles still maintain their evergreen quality, they have been so aggressive with sales and deals. And Mario Maker 2 is by far the best example of that yet. They are bundling Nintendo Switch Online with Mario Maker 2 for $70. Now, you can look at that one of two ways. Either that makes the Switch Online $10 for a year, or that makes Mario Maker 2 $50 right at launch. But either way, it's freaking sweet.
Hey, who doesn't want to save money? I know I do. I know I need to save as many coins as possible to rebuild my princess's castle, Zach.
Hey, there you go.
Okay,
so all part of the plan.
My plan is to actually get this with the bundle and then just add another 12 months. I mean, by this point, some months are gone from my first year membership for Nintendo Switch Online. And not only that, there's also that sweet deal, and we made a separate video of it, but like the game vouchers, like they are being very aggressive with pricing right now.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's very, to me, surprising and fan-centric to utilize Super Mario Maker 2 as the game that, kicks off this game voucher program and that bundles Nintendo Switch Online at a discounted rate. Because by all accounts, Mario Maker 2 is like going to sell insane amounts of copies. It's going to sell like gangbusters, and they didn't need to do this in any way. There's no need for them to discount or offer a incentive to buy, but they're doing it, and I think that's so impressive. And I think this Direct, more than most others, really shows Nintendo doing the consumers, doing the fans, doing the loyal Nintendo guys and girls just so right, and giving them so much, packing this game so full. And in an era when we see unfinished products launching, games that balloon in cost with DLC, games that are not set at the start and require patches and problem fixes, Mario Maker 2 is a shining example of what games should be, and I cannot wait. So let us know in the comments down below what you're most impressed about by Mario Maker 2 and the new information and footage we got to experience today. Make sure that like button if you're pumped for the game and enjoyed the video. We cannot wait to see what everyone else is going to make. I'll add one little asterisk, extra bonus thing here, Gabe. The Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational, that's really cool as well and super unexpected.
I can't wait to win that.
You're going to win?
Yeah.
Dang. Well, now you will be the sole thing on my list of what's most impressive about E3. If you win that, you'll have to make a video about you. But in the meantime, everybody, we're done with this video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. For myself and Gabe, we love you. SwitchForce